Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on the Anantara Bazaruto Island Resort 101 Mozambique training session. My name is Ana Kammerer. I work with Emerging Destinations, and we are a sales and marketing representation company in the US and Canada. On today's webinar, we will be joined by Christian Sanchez, who is the General Manager of the Anantara Bazaruto Island Resort in Mozambique, who will be presenting this amazing destination in the Indian Ocean, as well as the property itself and all the news, updates, and renovations that they are conducting right now. But before passing everything over to Christian, in case any of you are new to our webinars or training sessions, I just want to give you all a brief overview of emerging destinations, as well as a few housekeeping notes for today's webinar. So as I was mentioning before, I'm Ana Kammerer. I'm part of the Emerging Destinations team, who is led by Jane Barron, who is based in Atlanta. We are a sales and marketing representation company, and we are proud of representing cool companies in cool places like the Anantara Bazaruto Island Resort in Mozambique. As you can see on your screen now, those are the clients that we currently have in our portfolio. We represent hotels, lodges, DMCs, cruises, and a few DMOs across Europe, Africa, Central, and South America. Because today we are speaking or presenting a property in the Africa continent, I just want to highlight the properties that we have in the Africa portfolio. We represent Adventure Consults, a DMC doing Uganda and Rwanda, Atua NCOP Luxury Camps, 5 beautiful camps across Kenya. In Zambia, we represent the Royal Livingstone Victoria Falls by Anantara, a sister property of the Anantara Bazaruto Island Resort in Mozambique. And we have also another property in Zambia, which is the Abani Victoria Falls, a next door property to the Royal Livingstone. We also represent Garonga Safari Company in South Africa with 3 beautiful boutique camps. Our newest client in the portfolio, Karibu Camps and Lodges in Tanzania. In fact, right now, Jane is experiencing those beautiful camps and lodges across Tanzania. So please stay tuned for her trip report and also a webinar very soon. We also represent Marasiana Camp in Kenya, Yadi Travel, a DMC in Morocco, and the Sierra Leone Tourism Board in the country of Sierra Leone in West Africa. In case you have any questions, in case you need a digital brochure or want to schedule like a one-on-one meeting or dive deeper in any of these companies or destinations and maybe schedule a private training session for you and your team, please feel free to reach out to me after this webinar. You can see my email address at the bottom of your screen now. Regarding this training session, please note that all attendees are mute. However, after Christian Sanchez, the General Manager of the property presentation, we will set aside a few minutes at the end of the presentation just to answer any questions that you might have. In case you want to send any question or to Christian, please type those questions on the control panel on your right. And at the end, I will be reading one by one and he will be answering those questions. Also, in case you need to answer the phone, go for a coffee, or maybe resolve something with a client and need to leave the webinar, don't worry. This training session is being recorded, and we will be sending you the webinar recording as well as the PowerPoint presentation that Christian will be sharing with you with us today. We will be sending you that by email before the end of the week. And this webinar, this recording will be also uploaded on our YouTube channel, Emerging Destinations, which we highly recommend you to subscribe. And we will be including also the recording on our next Africa monthly newsletter, so you can watch again for this training session. So this is all on my side. Let me now present you Christian Sanchez, who, as I was mentioning before, is the Managing Director of Anantara Bazaruto Island Resort. So let me, Christian, make you a presenter. And over to you, Christian.
Okay, I think everybody is able to see my screen, hopefully.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so as Anna was mentioning, we have Anantara Bazaruto. It's in Africa, and it's the archipelago of Bazaruto. It's constituted by several islands, and its unique location it's due as well due to the dugongos, and as well is the only one of the only places in the world that you will find the black marlin. So how we will be arriving into Bazaruto? There is different alternatives ways how to arrive here. So if you're coming from the USA, you will fly directly to Joburg, or from Europe as well will be towards Joburg. Now with Emirates and Qatar Airways, you can fly towards Maputo. Now from there, you will need to have another flight that will bring you to Vilanculos. Vilanculos is a little town on the coast of Mozambique. And from there, to arrive to Bazaruto, which is the island literally in front of Vilanculos, you either arrive in helicopter, by boat, or in a small private plane. So you will have different options. The helicopter will take 12 minutes ride, and it's a beautiful scenario. The boat is a 45 minutes journey, and the plane, it depends if you're flying from Vilanculos or you're flying from different destinations. Currently, we have as well connections with Nelspruit, which is Kruger Park. As I said, those are the options to arrive into the resort. We own our own strip, and it's the same size of the main airport in Vilanculos. It's a 1.4 kilometers long, and it has 14 meters wide plus 7 meters in each side of the track. We have been able to land here an Embraer 120, which is a 29 seats private plane. When you arrive into Anantara Bazaruto, you will be welcomed by the local indigenous from the island with a typical dance, and as well playing the djembe. Either they will be in the airport if you're arriving by plane or helicopter, or they will welcome you at the beach in the entrance of the resort as soon as you're coming out of your boat. Now, at the resorts, we have different modalities of rooms. We have our beach villas, where we currently have 22 of them. As you can see, is between king beds and twin beds. Then we have our beach pool villas. Then we have our sea view pool villa, which is a 1-bedroom villa, which will be on the top of the hill. Then we have our 2-bedroom villas, and then we have the Anantara pool villa, which is our presidential villa. Later, I will explain you regarding to this property, which it's undergoing light refurbishment. And I will explain you as well what are the things we are doing and changing at the resort. Currently, once you arrive into the resort, you will see the beach villas and the beach pool villas. Literally, the property has more than 3 kilometers long, and we have an extension of 290,000 hectares. This picture you are seeing, this is our beach pool villas and beach villas. They are fresh, young, private colors, and those were remodeled in 2019. These rooms are going to go under certain makeup in the bathrooms. The beach villas and beach pool villas are facing directly into the beach. Currently, all of them have their own gardens, but they are not segregated. So currently, we are doing partitions into it, and we are going to have an increase of 11 swimming pools to be added on the current 8 ones that we do have. As you can see, the bathtub in this picture, it sinks into the floor. So now we are changing them, and the bathtubs are going to be on top and are going to be facing towards the ocean. So what we are looking for is to enhance the experience of the guests once they arrive into Mozambique. Mozambique is a country that is not as well known or very touristic as you could say Tanzania or Kenya or South Africa, or different destinations into the African country where people are looking for beach or safaris. This is the look that you can see once you're on the boat and you're arriving into the resort. Slightly, we are changing as well the colors of the property, and they are getting in a light gray. So they will pop up a little bit into the vegetation. This room, it's a 2-bedroom villa, which you will see if you check the columns or in this light gray. This room has been renovated. We have been adding new features into the room regarding to the trays in the bathtub, as well the side tables, hanging towels, renovated all the room. Currently, our beds in the 2-bedroom villas are 4-pole beds. So now we change it to having the mosquito nets hanging from the ceiling. So when you're in the restroom, the view is not cutted and you're looking directly into the ocean. Changing the area of the living space and as well adding new features in the outside for seating and enjoying the views towards the ocean. This will be one of the decks for the 2-bedroom villas, and they are more elevated. So a few meters lower, you'll find the beach villas and the beach pool villas. Currently, we do have 3 options of dining. We have one on the main building, which is called Golfinho. Then we will have Sonhos, which is on the beach with its own swimming pool, which is with the beach bar, and this is for the adults. And then we will have Club Naval, where it has the largest pool at the property and to the kids to enjoy, as well with slides. So during the mornings, we offer a buffet breakfast, and it's going to be offered in Golfinho, as you can appreciate on the picture. As well, we do have different themes running around the property, and is based on depend of the occupancy. When we have low occupancy, we will always push for a la carte and fine dining. As well, some of the days we'll do special barbecues on the beach. And when we have high occupancy, we will have 2 restaurants open, where we will have in one is going to be a buffet with different dining experiences along the week. And then the second restaurant will be Club Naval, where we are going to have the a la carte menu. So this is Sonhos, and this is the deck that is next to the main area and the adult swimming pool, where it has a bar. Over here, after the deck, on the beach side, we do have a barbecue area where we offer certain nights the guests to enjoy sundowners with bonfires, and after that, you can enjoy a dinner on the deck. This is the restaurant Club Naval, which is going under a renovation as well. And on it, it's where we will offer our main lunch. This is next to the main swimming pool, where the kids as well can enjoy that area. And we offer a la carte during the dinner when we are having the 2 restaurants open. And when we have low occupancy, we alternate the guests so it doesn't become boring between Golfinho, which was the first picture I show you, Sonhos, where is the beach deck, and then Club Naval, which is this picture. Now, regarding to the experience that the guests can enjoy when they are in Bazaruto, we prepare special dining by designs on the beach. As well, we can do it on the dunes and other locations in the resort, as well on the private garden of the guests. We do have a spice garden, and we are adding a nursery. We have created a new space where the guests will feature with a local chef getting the food directly from the farm and cook it in front of them directly from the field to the plate. Majority of the time will be Nelson, one of our chefs from the island, who's going to cook Mozambican cuisine for them. Either will be chicken, piri piri, or it's going to be the lobster, matala, all with the prawns. We can cater different type of venues at the resorts. The last event we had was to cater 140 guests. This is the main picture you see in the center. This was an event where we have our own musicians coming over. We created a fine dining experience for all of them with a set menu. You will see the picture on the top on your right, where is the experience we will have with the guests, either on the dunes or on the sand islands on the beach. And then the picture of the family will be in Sonhos. This is the beach deck where we do our barbecue. And on the left-hand side, we create as well an alternative experience, which is going to be the sunset at the spa in the hot jacuzzi. This will be the adults pool, where it's going to be Sonhos with the beach bar and the deck we showed before. And on the left-hand side is where we have the barbecue area where we do some of the dinings. Then Club Naval, it's the main swimming pool where we have a slide where the kids can enjoy, and the kids pool is separated with the main pool, and as well we have cascade and caves in the structure. You will see in front, which is Club Naval, which is the main area and bar during the day as well, where the guests can enjoy their lunch or dinners, as I mentioned before, a la carte. We do have tennis courts and we have football courts, as well the volleyball and bicycles, where the guests can enjoy and ride along the area. When a guest wants to explore outside of the resort premises, depends on where are they going, either on the bike or walking. We will always try to send somebody with them if they decided to go walking. And if not, alternatively, we do have a local experience in our 4x4s that is to know all the local community, visiting the schools, and as well the way that the people are living in Bazaruto Island. Bazaruto has a beautiful views, and this is one of the best spots that we have at the resort, which is at the spa. At the spa, we create different themes as well. As I mentioned before, we have the area of the jacuzzis where the guests can enjoy the sunset, and as well, this is our welcome pavilion or reception area. We do as well private venues in this deck where we create gin tonics experience. And we cater over there as well at the dunes. We have 5 different treatment rooms. They can be with 2 massage at the same time. We have a team of 4 therapies and as well a person regarding to the wellness. We do our sessions of yoga in the mornings, either in the deck or it can be alternatively at the beach. This will be the views from the hot jacuzzi, where the guests in the sunset can enjoy canapés and drinks. We have a small swimming pool where you can see the picture of the lady where you will enjoy your sunset, and over there the guests as well can enjoy their drinks. When the guest wants to spend just the afternoon reading or having drinks at the spa without having any treatments, they can do so. So there is a relaxing area. They will advise their villa host and the drinks will be served to them at the spa. We do as well have a conference room. We can, depends on the kind of setup, we can do theater style up to 60 people or different shapes and setups. We have our projectors and our screens and our sound system. We do weddings and we cater for it. We can cater up to 140 guests. Either they can be on the beach or on the main area of the resort. As I mentioned before, there is a special area between the football field and Club Naval, where we did our last event of 140 people. And as well, we own and we have big marquees that we can cater this in case of bad weather. Depends on the location and depends of what the guest wants. We do as well do certain venues in Paradise Island. This is a 20-minute private island from the main resort. And as well, we have catering over there, certain venues, but during the day due to the logistics. Now, one of the attractions in Bazaruto, it's everything regarding to the ocean. So we do own our own boats. We have fishing boats, we have transportation boats, we have cruise boats, and we have as well recreation boats and diving boats. We have a capacity up to 9 different boats, and our occupancy per boat can go from 6 people up to 20 people. We have our own team that with the dive masters. We have different locations, and as well in Bazaruto we have seasonalities. We have the whale season period that will go from June up to October, with the whales that they are just crossing over from South Africa towards Tanzania. We own our own horses, so we have 6 horses at the property, so you can hike with them and go enjoying through the beach or either in the dunes. We as well have our own equipment at the property where you do kayaking and paddling. And we are adding new equipment as well, like the Sea-Doos, so when the guest goes either to snorkeling or to dive, they can have a better experience. This is obviously the time of the season of the whales, and you will see that the ocean in Bazaruto, in the archipelago, it's immaculated. You can see stingrays, you can see sharks, and different variety of fish. And we have plenty of turtles as well, and dolphins. This is an aerial picture of what is Santa Carolina. And this island, it's very well known because Bob Dylan used to be here around the 70s, and this is where he played his song Mozambique. We at the hotel own that piano that he plays that song and is exposed here at the property. Over here, you will see the dunes. Those are 20 minutes drive from the resort in our 4x4s. When we bring the guests, they can enjoy sunboarding and walk around the dunes. As well, they can enjoy the sunset, either laying down on the and chilling on the poofs, enjoying drinks, canapes, or as well, we do some venues in the dunes and private dinners. This will be the view that you will have coming outside of the resort towards the dunes. As you can see that we have the lakes, and they're all spread around the island. For that reason I mentioned before, when the guest goes out of the property, we usually try to go to them and we advise them, because on the lakes you will find crocodiles, and you have as well a lot of bird watching possibility. Some of the activities, as we mentioned before, that the guests can enjoy meanwhile they are in Bazaruto. And we have a strong commitment with the community, where every year we do plenty of activities as well. When the guests stay at the resort, there is a fee that goes towards projects into the community. As you can see, we sponsor the schools, we have built the schools, and as well we have 20 kids that they are going to the region of Beira, because they are progressing their studies, not just after being in Bazaruto Island, they have to move to mainland, because over here we don't have the quantity of children to keep having the higher grades. So we pay for their transportation, we pay for their school tuition, we pay for their accommodation as well, we pay for uniforms and their meals and any equipment they need meanwhile they are studying. And this will be for the next 4 or 5 years. They are doing the stage until they go to university. This is some of the projects we have done as well. you'll see the picture with the old people, because here at the time, during the season, we have a period that is no fishing allowed. So we at the resort, we take conscience of that, and we support during those 2 months with food to the older people on the island. And this is what is Anantara Bazaruto Island Resorts. And now, regarding to the current projects that we are doing, my background comes that I was managing Anantara Maya Seychelles, very well renowned, one of the properties of Anantara, and my background as well comes from other properties in Tanzania, in Zanzibar specifically, like Zuri, Zanzibar. And for that reason, we are now undergoing a renovation into the property, because we are looking to enhance the guest experience. And this property is in a unique location. At the same time, one of the main complications to arrive to Bazaruto is the logistics. Currently, we do have Airlink, is the main airline that flies from South Africa, from Joburg. And as well, we do have LAM, which is the national company of Mozambique, which it's going so-so. For that reason, we are partnering with private aviation companies to make the journey of our guests more pleasant. We will be finishing those agreements by the end of the year, which will be connecting Joburg and Maputo with Vilanculos in charters up to capacity maximum of 40 people. This will help as well the increase of tourism coming into the Bazaruto area in Vilanculos. We are renovating, as I mentioned before, the beach villas with partitions, adding swimming pools, changing the bathtubs. 2-bedroom villas are being renovated in full, as well interior and exterior. That will follow by the 1-bedroom villa and presentation villa. And we are adding new vehicles into the property, as tuk-tuks and golf cars inside the property, creating a new playroom area where there is snooker, ping pong for the children, enhancing our current kids club. We have built a new lounge in Vilanculos. So currently, when the guests arrive into Vilanculos, we have a lounge at the airport, and the guests who are taking the boat, they will arrive towards the beach, and from there they will take the boat. So now when they arrive at the beach, we are creating a new lounge, same setup as an airport, with their drinks, canapes. So the guests, meanwhile, they're waiting for the other guests of the secondary flight that arrives on the disparity of 30-40 minutes. They will be enjoying the views of the beach, and then when we will have the guests from the 2 flights all together, then the boat will depart from Vilanculos towards Bazaruto, and that's a 45 minutes ride. In case during the transfer the captain is able to see any dolphins or turtles, they will stop, so the guests are able to enjoy that scenario. And at the moment, not much more to say. If anyone has any questions, please feel free.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Christian, for sharing with all of us your lovely property. We have a few questions here on the control panel. The first one is regarding festive season, Christmas and New Year. Do you still have availability for this year, 2024?
Yes, we do have. From, I know, the 20th and the 30th is when we have less availability, but we still have.
Okay, awesome. Then the other question we have on the control panel is regarding the minimum or the suggested length of a stay at the Anantara Bazaruto Island Resort. What is your suggestion, or what are guests usually, how many days they are usually staying with you?
We need to keep in consideration, obviously we don't have a minimum, but now when the guests arrive, due to the flight schedule, the planes usually land around 2 o'clock or 2:30. Now the guests will be arriving to the resort around 3:30. Meanwhile, arrive, landing, collecting the luggage, transport, and boat, they will be at the resort around 3:30. They can experience that afternoon to do an activity, but my suggestion is 4 days. In the 4 days, we need to keep in consideration that our departure time usually will be around 10:15 to 10:30 in the morning with the boats. That will bring you towards Vilanculos. You will be arriving around 11 something, 12, and that's your time frame to check in for your flight. Unless towards 2025 the schedule change, my recommendation is if you don't have much time, it's 4 nights, I will say, because you have 2 days in full in between if you really want to explore and dive and do plenty of activities. So 3 to 4 days as a minimum will be recommended.
Great, thank you. And because of the connections, I assume this is a great destination to combine with a safari in South Africa, maybe with someone, maybe honeymooners doing a safari in South Africa. They can spend the last days just relaxing in Bazaruto, right?
Correct. So we need to take in consideration, based on what was mentioned, we are a destination after safaris. Now you can go to different locations. They are very popular nowadays, Kenya, Zanzibar, but they are crowded locations. When you come to Bazaruto, literally, you will feel that you're in a private island because the island belongs to you. There is only 2 hotels in this island. One is on the north and we are in the center of the island. Literally, the distance by vehicle between the 2 locations is a 2 hours drive in 4x4, or you need a 30 minutes by boat. So literally, you'll feel yourself isolated, and from there you can take boats and do certain activities. So it's the perfect combination to relax after a hard safari, because I do understand during the safaris you have to wake up very early, and over here is about having the time for yourself.
Awesome. We have another question from Larry. Is this an all-inclusive resort, or do you have like bed and breakfast rate and then the possibility of all-inclusive or half-board and full-board rates? How does it work?
No, currently we are an all-inclusive resort where we have a vast variety of menus options of gastronomy and as well for beverage.
Okay, but your rates don't include activities. No. All the activities that you were mentioning, those are at an extra charge.
Currently, we do offer certain activities in our package, which will be the sunset on the dhow boats. That's the local experience. That's the only one you'll include. Now we are working in certain packages to add the horses as well, or when the guest wants to make their reservation, they always can add on certain activities before coming.
Okay. Are the bikes uncomplimentary, or do they have like an extra charge?
They are complimentary, the bikes, they are complimentary, the paddle boards, kayaks, those are all complimentaries.
Awesome.
Tennis, football field, play darts, ping pong, snookers, all of this is part of the facilities of the resort towards the guests.
Cool. Another question from Richard. What is ocean access with respect to tides?
Regarding to the tides?
Yeah.
Look, the tides are not very drastic in Bazaruto. The only inconvenience to the tides is when you are arriving with the boat. One of the recommendations is when the guests are arriving to the airports is always to have shorts with them, because you will have to walk into the water to go into the boat because there is no marinas. So once you come into the resort, if it's low tide, maybe the boat will park maybe 100 meters outside and you will just have to walk into the resort. But we are trying to mitigate that because we have been approved to and allowed to have a floating deck, a floating jetty.
Okay, but that is not constructed yet.
Not yet. We just got the approval now.
Okay. Okay, and then the last question we have on the control panel, what is the maximum capacity for a family in a villa?
So in the 2-bedroom villas, we can host up to 5 people. So the room is combined as one individual room with a king bed, usually for the parents. We have a living area with a kitchenette area. And then we have a secondary room with its own private bathroom, and that's with 2 twin beds. We always can add an extra bed on it, so that goes up to 5 people. And then on the beach villas, it's a king bed or either 2 twins, but we always can add an extra bed. So it can go from 2 up to 5.
Okay, and do you have
and if it's
cribs
5 and a
available?
baby, we can have a cot. There's not a problem.
Okay, so you have cribs available for babies?
Yes, as well.
Okay, awesome. Cool. So we don't have more questions here on the control panel, so I will leave the last minutes for you, Christian, just to wrap up. Just on my side, to all of our travel advisors, thank you so much for being there, for taking the time to attend this webinar and learn a bit more about Anantara Bazaruto Island Resort in Mozambique. Remember that we will be sending you an email, a follow-up email this Friday, which will include this PowerPoint presentation as well as the recording. So please check your inbox or your spam folder as you will get that email on by Friday. So this is all from Emerging Destinations, and over to you, Christian.
So as I mentioned before, regarding to the resort, is a unique location, not very well known, where you can combine water sports activities, relaxation, and be surrounded by the dunes, like in the middle of the desert, and vegetation, which is very unique and very rare as well. A very peaceful place where the people are very friendly and approachable. It's the perfect combination for safari and beach. And if you love to experience whale season, or you love the ocean and diving, it's amazing. Living in Seychelles before, I can experience the two things, but it's unique in its own way. And the country, it's not very well known, which it's even better. And soon as well, we are going to have our own connections with our own partners in the game reserve here in Mozambique, which is called Gorongosa and is not known as well. And that will be a combination with planes between Bazaruto and Gorongosa. So we are looking to extend that offer to everybody, and as well to bring that Mozambican hospitality. I do understand maybe in the world nowadays, the news are not great of what's going on in the country, but this is not a reflection of what's happening over here. And myself, I can say, as I live in the country, what you see and what's the reality. Anyhow, you will have my details. If you want to question anything that you have forgotten, please feel free. As well, when we have big groups, we are pushing as well to cater that with private aviation for them, and to make the logistics much easier, so people are able to enjoy this little paradise. Thank you.
Thank you, Christian, and have a great afternoon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.